Hey guys, it's Bonnie from Boulder Bon. I'm back with another makeup collection and decluttering video. Now let's go ahead and get started. I have already decluttered a bunch of this stuff, so it's not going to be very hard for me. The first one here is a brightening primer and illuminator from Figs and Rouge. This is brand new, so I'm going to go ahead and keep that. I also have a Tarte highlighter. This is the Smooth Operator. It's a finishing powder actually. It's also brand new, so I'm going to go ahead and keep that as well. I also have 3 foundations here. I have 2 from It Cosmetics. One is in medium, the other is in fair. So this one is extra dark for me and this one's extra light. So I have been just combining the two and it's made a great shade for me. I actually am considering buying them again because I have loved it so much, although I may just go ahead and get the light formula. I think that is a little bit darker than the fair. We'll see. I have tried the light in the past and it wasn't perfect, but you know, each season it tends to change. I also have this one here from Clinique, and this is in Cream Whip. This is really good during the winter time when I'm extra pale. When I do get a little bit of color, I do like to go up a notch, but those are my favorite foundations so far. I also have one powder here. This is from Maybelline. It is Fit Me. This one is nice, but I have not been using it because I like to use this high definition powder if I'm going to use a powder. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pass this guy along. I do like the high definition powder. I wish that it was in like a better container. This one is just so bulky, but I'm going to go ahead and keep it for now. I will try and find a replacement for this though, because I just really don't like the container on this. So if you guys have recommendations, definitely let me know down below. All right, now moving on to my blushes here, highlighters, and one bronzer. I only kept one bronzer since the last declutter, and that is the Hoola bronzer here. It's just a mini one, but you guys can see I still have a ton of product in here. I'm definitely going to hold on to this guy, and I probably will get a replacement since I like that one so much. I also have an under eye setting powder from e.l.f. And I find that I don't need this when I'm using the high definition powder, so I'm going to go ahead and pass this guy along. This one also has like a touch of shimmer in it, if you guys can see that transfer, and it does transfer onto my eye, so I'm going to give this guy away. I also only have one highlighter left. This is from Glossy Box. I have not used this since my last declutter, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter it. I do have a couple of highlighters in my eyeshadow palettes that I tend to grab, so I'm just going to get rid of that since I know it's already expired. I also have these 2 Cargo blushes. Now they are so gorgeous, but I have to tell you guys, I am not a fan of the packaging. They look super cute in the package, but it's hard to open, especially if you have already just put on your foundation and your hands are maybe a little bit sticky. My hands tend to be a little clammy a lot of the time, so it's always tough for me to get things like this off. So this one is in Los Cabos, so I'm going to go ahead and give that to a friend. I know that they will like that. I'm torn on this one. It is in Big Easy. It is so pretty, guys. I love this shade, and when I do put it on, I think it looks so gorgeous. I might hold on to it for a bit, but if I end up not grabbing it again, I'm going to go ahead and pass this one along because I don't want it to expire because it's so pretty. I also have this one here from The Balm. It is very gorgeous as well. Now this one is in Argyle, but you guys can see it has expired in 2015. I'm not going to be a big stickler with that because I do like the shade. It's a very pretty pink shade, but I have noticed that it is starting to fade a bit. So I think I will actually pass that one along. It is a gorgeous color. If somebody in my family wants it, I'll let them have it, but I definitely will keep that on so that they know that it is expired. Now I also have these 4 Tarte shades as well. A more classic, Daydream, and Prim. I love all 4 of these guys, so I'm going to go ahead and keep these guys. And then the last thing I have here is from Coastal Scents, and it's a 10 blush palette. Now I like this one as well, but I have noticed that I have stopped using it also, and I have had it for a long time. I end up not using any of these bright shades. I think the most popular are these two shades that I use here, and this shade ends up being very similar to the two, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass this guy along as well. I didn't think I was going to pass that along because I do like those two shades, but it's not worth keeping it around for all of those shades. So yeah, let's give that one away. All right, so let's go to our makeup inventory and tally that up. So for BB creams, I technically had 0, but we do have 2 of the CC Plus cream. So since I don't have an area for that, I'm gonna go ahead and put 2, and then we ended with 2. For concealer, oh, I didn't do that. I have 1 from Hourglass. I use this as an under eye concealer. It is almost finished, and I don't know if I will get a new one of these, but we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and put that down as 1 and 1. And then I also have 1 powder. So we're gonna do 1 and 1 again. I know I have some eye primers, but I'm gonna go ahead and do that with my eyeshadows. I had 1 face primer that was brand new, and so we're gonna put down 1 again, and then 1 foundation. Wow, I like all of those numbers. 1, that is great. All right, for blushes, I started out with, I'm just gonna call this big palette 1. I don't know if I've called it 1 or like several of them the last time. I'm just gonna do 1. So we went ahead and got rid of 3 blushes. So we started out with 8 blushes, which is exactly what we had in August. So this was fairly new. And then I'm gonna go ahead and keep these 5. So the 4 Tarte, and then the 1 large cargo. So we'll do 5 here. Then we started out with 1 highlighter, and I ended up decluttering it, so I have 0. I'm not going to count the ones that are in the eyeshadow palette, so I'm actually going to be counting them as an eye palette instead. And then we had 1 bronzer, and then 1 bronzer to end. So that is a look at my face products. If you have been enjoying these series, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks again for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!